I'm
man.
shooting for the moon so I can land in the stars.
So fucking lame. That is so fucking lame, and it perpetuates what I think is one of the biggest a problem that we have, which is the idea of unconstrained growth. That companies answer to shareholders, and these shareholders are only happy, regardless of power, regardless of influence. They're only happy with growth because they bought the stock at a certain dollar, and they want it to be worth more than that.
Well, I'm curious about this, and I'm openly exploring. I've learned that I'm pretty sure in the natural world, as far as population, like an animal population, if you're not growing, you're dying. I think that's just kind of a law. So wouldn't that then they're transferred to?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, well, if you're not growing, then you're atrophying. You're getting smaller and smaller. You are dying. That by definition.
I don't agree with that either.
But Nick, your point that you're saying that you don't like the idea of this unconstrained growth. If you took yourself as an LLC, Nick Sadul LLC,
yes,
you're constantly trying to grow. You're constantly trying. You got your law practice.
Today
you got trivia.
But if I get to the point, if I get to the magic number,
yeah, but the magic number is magical. It's a myth.
No, it's not. To me, it's not.
Yeah,
I have a dollar figure
when you
where
get,
my money makes enough money that I don't have to fucking do this anymore.
But you're going to want that money to grow as well. You're going to want that money to grow.
But it doesn't need to grow beyond some.
Yeah, but that's growth. You've defined it, though.
No.
You will define it with 5%, 10%, or whatever the number is. And that's what we do with shareholders. We say
I would look for is a threshold of money where it is making me enough money to continue to exist. I don't need a surplus. My point is that the way our culture is set up is that if you're not gaining a surplus, then you're not successful. And that's ridiculous. A company can get to a point where it makes enough money to pay everybody, stay safe, have money in reserve, and they don't have to continually imperialize. They don't have to
So the idea
grow.
of the surplus is to do exactly what you do with your profits. You invest it in other things. So your idea of a surplus is not for it to just exist in isolation. It is then to be able to make donations, to be able to give out to good causes.
This is why we have the fucking problem. It breaks your brain to even have the idea.
No, but I'm saying that I'm just taking it back to you. That's how you living your life at the moment.
Let me go ahead and break it down so a fucking 5-year-old can understand it. If I have a company that I need to bring in $1 million a year to pay everybody, to have enough where if the fucking machine breaks, we can fix the machine. $1 million a year is enough. My point is that a company making $1 million a year and being very successful with a great idea is not viewed as successful year after year unless you're growing. You can stop at the million and just be this company.
Yeah, but you can't.
Why?
Because everything is growing at an exponential rate. It's not like this company is existing on its own. It is existing in a world.
What are you talking about? Like inflation?
One thing.
Or like, then what else are you talking about?
But you need new things. You need new equipment. Things will break down in your store. You need new things to be able. So it's not.
What I'm saying is that million is enough, where you are bringing in $1 million, and that's enough for you to save. That's enough for you to fix your machines. That's enough to pay. And this is obviously a hypothetical fucking argument.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If your hypothetical argument is extremely naive. Only because if you took Nick Sadul LLC, and that's why I said, if you just take it down to me as an individual or you as an individual, if you said to yourself, let's say hypothetically, you are happy with $100. You said to me, my dream is to have $100, right? Mm-hmm. I say, fine. But what about Nick? If you need to have heart surgery that you didn't know about, your $100 is not going to be sufficient. That's why people always need a surplus.
But if I'm making $1 million every year and that provides me with a surplus, okay?
So you want to have a surplus.
My point is that even when these companies don't, and this is not where it's the easiest example to use companies, but I'm talking about the cultural ideal of America. Yeah. Even when $1 million provides you with you could pay everything and you have a net accumulation of surplus every year. That company is still trying to fucking grow. Like, they're not viewed as a success unless their stock price is going up, which only happens with growth. Like, why can't it just exist? Why can't it be a point where we got great surplus coming in? Everybody that works for us is fucking fed and taken care of. Like, and we're doing good.
Yeah,
why
because-
do we have
yeah,
to expand?
but-
Why do we have
competition
to
is going to come
Because
in.
competition going to. That's why Trevor mentioned if you're not growing, you are dying. If you don't know it, for example, if Trevor's barbershop, for example, if he said, "I'm happy to have all my chairs full every day," and if that's going to be his idea of being happy in that example, there's going to be another barbershop that's going to be opening up around the corner.
Well, even
grow?
if
I mean, there is one.
even
right
if
around the
even
corner.
if,
No, I know, but I'm
even if
just-
all the chairs are filled,
you have to be
prices are still going to go up
Yeah.
with growth because of inflation and just. I mean,
But-
it's
And I would say that I would be thinking as a business owner that maybe if I've got all my chairs full, that I should be looking at having another place where I can get my chairs full as well.
that's sound.
And that's growth, right?
Yeah.
That's not you being greedy. You don't have a shareholder. That's just the Trevor Brown LLC saying, I have an opportunity here for growth. And I know Nick would do the same because he talks about that all the time, about your need. And you're not being overly ambitious or anything, or you're being sneaky. You are trying to experience everything that you have, the platform, you're trying to maximize your platform.
Manifest destiny.
I mean, well, manifest destiny is something completely different.
Yeah. No, but you are trying, you've done the psychology, you're doing the psychology thing. You're setting yourself up to be the best version that you can be, right? And you are your only shareholder at the moment.
And that's growth, man.
That's growth.
Man. Unbridled growth, bro.
Yeah.
Just fucking squeeze it till there's nothing left. Fuck them.
Growth is good, particularly because we are the kind of the designer of growth. We almost fucking created it. This country.
That's
of
just
ours.
precious.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what the fuck he's saying. The
Don't you?
designer of growth?
Well, we're the heartbeat of it.
The heartbeat of growth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heartbeat. We always we create new industry and then we parcel off the stuff we don't really want to other places that
Tell
where it's
yeah,
not
fuck 'em.
great value.
Just,
Fuck 'em.
just ship it off, man.
That's what you do as well. You do it.
Give it to
every
the lesser
day.
people.
Remember, you had like 3 or 4 trivias, and then you decided to keep the gem, and you'll ship off the rest, right? But that's what everyone
No.
does.
I didn't do that. I did that because I'm fucking tired. I would love nothing more than to host trivia every single day. But it's not 27-year-old Nick anymore. One is
but you
enough
also
to
kept
almost
the high
kill
value.
my ass.
You
You're not
know-
growing anymore.
Yeah.
No.
You're dying.
No, you're growing, but you also kept the high value.
You want to
stuff
know
for
what it's
yourself.
not doing? It's not dying. I can assure you of that. We've had over 30 every week for fucking
That's what I find
months.
interesting is you always measured and like every time you're excited
Yeah.
about the show, you say how many more teams there are. That's growth.
But it's not growth, technically speaking, I would argue. Because I'm not actively trying to grow beyond. It's trying to hit the threshold that is set. The threshold that is set is fill the house. I'm not sitting there going, man, with 33 teams every single week, I could get another trivia show fucking next door or on Tuesday night. That's the growth I'm talking about. I don't need another fucking
Well,
show.
that's not your meat
This
and
one
potatoes, man.
satisfies my fucking but this one satisfies the purpose of it, which is to host trivia. The only way I would grow is if I was. But I guess it doesn't. It's irrelevant because I'm not making money off of it. It's not something where I'm getting resources from. But I would do it if I could. I would host trivia every single night if I had the energy and the power. I do not.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
No, I remember years ago having Tuesday, Wednesday, and that shit, just the 2 nights almost fucking killed me.
So you anti-growth?
No,
you
not anti-growth. I'm anti-unbridled. There is no stopping fucking locusts, barren earth, just destroy everything for the sake of constantly growing. Because you have to go to a shareholder meeting and say, well, yeah, like seeing, it drives me fucking crazy to
This is
see.
kind of the first like borderline hippie mentality that you've expressed.
I believe in the ideals, not hippie at all. I believe in ideals, but they need to be fucking constrained. They need to be watched. Like it drives me crazy when I see Coca-Cola do an earnings report and they're like, Yeah, man. Last quarter, we sold more Coca-Cola than we've ever sold in an entire quarter. However, our stock went down because our fucking future forecast into what other countries we can infiltrate with our fucking product is not good. I'm like, how can your stock price go down when you sold more Coke than you've ever sold in a quarter? That to me is the shareholders expecting that Coke, that they will never be done until it's physically impossible to grow anymore. And then they just say, fuck it, we're done with this company. And they move on to something else that has unbridled growth. That shit drives me crazy. That's fucking dumb. That's counterproductive to all of our well-being.
So if your share price, let's say you are a shareholder in Coke, and your share price starts to go down,
Yes.
right? Would you sell shares in it because they've leveled off? They're no longer growing.
No.
So
My point is that the value of the stock comes from future, not from current or past. So the value comes from what somebody will pay for it. Somebody will only pay for it if they think it's going to continue to go up. So your value is immediately tied not to how well you're doing, not to how well you're treating your employees, not to the product, not to what you're doing for the earth or for humankind. It's only growth. That's the only measure that anybody cares about.
Yeah, because people are buying Coca-Cola because of the number of products they're selling. They're not buying the Coke stock because of how well you treat your employees. They're not buying it because of your foundation.
That's my point. That system creates a fucking unsustainable future. Like if these large companies need to sell these stocks in order to survive and continue to grow, they have to set everything up not to have a quality product and not to do something good. They have to set everything up just to prove more growth.
Yeah, so if we take to like something that we all know, Apple, right? Apple has to continually re-innovate itself, right? But its signature product is the Apple phone, right? So it's kind of it's kind of reached, I would argue, like the level that it can potentially get to.
I kind of agree with you,
right?
There.
Yeah, it just can't sell any more Apple phones. What the hell?
Yeah, hell
right?
yeah, I can, because more children are being born every day, and then like more fucking.
You are illustrating the problem that I'm saying. So now Apple has an incentive to create a phone that is fucking really cool for a very short period of time, so that phone now breaks or goes obsolete and they sell another one. Yeah. So what we're incentivizing is not creating a great phone. It's creating a very short window of a great phone so that they can sell the next fucking phone as soon as they possibly can, because their only measure of success is how they can grow. Phones. And if every human being has a fucking Apple phone in their hand, you don't have anywhere to grow. So all you can do is planned obsolescence.
Like every human being should have an Apple phone in their hand, because I hate when fucking
Androids,
text me
bro.
from Android.
When I get a green dot, a green bubble, I'm
man.
like, what a
Losers.
fucking nerd.
Why would you get a green dot? Sorry, tell me again.
So when you use Apple to Apple, it's blue in your phone.
Oh.
And when you talk to somebody who doesn't have an Apple, it's green.
Oh, when you're texting.
When you're texting.
And there's limitations on text.
Yeah, a lot of limitations. But, I mean, mostly I just think you're fucking crazy.
You can't send them a photograph, for example?
Because, dude, I'm not like an Apple homer. I could care less. I don't have an Apple computer. I have an Apple iPad, which I use just as a bigger version of my phone, really. But I don't really care, but I could tell you the Apple phone is a superior product. Like, it's just a superior product to an Android.
Android's for poor people.
Whoa. That stings.
It is. What you said is super controversial, but I think it's true.
I know people that have money that have Androids. I just think it's funny to be like,
I know a lot of people who have
Apple
money
phone.
and have fucking
you should
Android.
have. You should
get
have
an Apple phone.
But the one guy that I worked with at the golf academy, Andrew, he's got more money than I can count on my fingers, and he would say he would not have an Apple phone.
That's not a lot of money.
He's got $11,
bro.
He's got $11
bucks.
Each one's probably $100 million, and he's kind of he's a little bit like you, Nick. He would do it because It's not the
like having a like a 80s
yeah, like
Casio
wearing
watch.
that fucking Casio watch on your hand.
You know,
Yeah.
that's right.
You know, he's doing it because he wants to be different. And so Andrew would drive a Lexus, right?
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, it's supposedly like
A poor person's car?
Poor man's it's a poor man's Mercedes. That's
You
what it
are,
is.
dude,
He would-
your
he
virtue
would-
signaling is just, I still find it so funny
I'm
that
not
3
making it up.
episodes
I'm
ago,
just saying that's what it is.
you were
Lexus-
lecturing us about virtue signaling, and you, these last 2 shows, Trevor and I just keep looking at ourselves laughing.
No.
You virtue signal like it's just
I'm
coming
not
out of your
virtue
fucking
signaling.
mouth.
I'm telling you about this guy being somebody that tries very hard. So he would be one that consciously does not have an iPhone. He's got something else. I can't even tell you what make it is, right? And, you know, so every time he has to change his phone over, you know, the whole academy has to come to a grinding halt because Andrew doesn't know how to move stuff from his old phone to his new phone, right? Then he has to, nobody is allowed, you know, because people that don't like iPhone, the entire business is not allowed any Apple product, right? So all of us have to use non-Apple laptops. We're all walking around with.
I mean, I don't use an Apple laptop anyway.
Yeah, but I can tell you from somebody, at Allstate we don't use it as well, but I can tell you that I use an Apple laptop for many years. It is incredible. It is
Yeah?
absolutely incredible. But Andrew is the complete opposite. He wants to make sure that everything he has makes a statement that I'm not following the herd. And whereas people that do Apple,
I tried. I did. So I went off because what happened was I had an 13 mini, and it was like the perfect size. Apple iPhone 13 mini, and they start going bigger and bigger, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with this huge phone shit. I can't hold it in one hand, and I'm a 6 foot tall man. I can palm a basketball.
Your phone makes my hand look tiny.
I'm like, I can palm a basketball. I'm 6 foot tall man. And this phone is too big for me to operate with one hand. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. So I then got Androids that were very small. I tried that for a minute. I had one that was extremely small. It was less than 3 inches. It's smaller than a credit card. And I just couldn't deal with it being too tiny. Then I got what was called a minimal phone, the company Minimal, where it was kind of a off-the-grid phone.
Love it.
And it had, all I needed, though, I need Uber. Like, that was the problem. I was like, I can't just get a fucking straight-up flip phone because I have to have Uber. If I'm out partying or something, like, I have to have access to Uber. So I found it. It had access to Uber, but it had one of those screens like a Kindle where it's like that good black and white, but it's nice for your eyes. But it had this lag because it's just inferior equipment. It's just not as good as an iPhone. Like, it just wasn't. Plus, you know, because they have to be different, their operating system's like counterintuitive to an Apple user. So I tried, and I just was like, I give up. I'm going back to Apple, and I'm just going to have a stupid, huge phone. Luckily, I now have an Apple iPhone Air, which I didn't even know existed until I was looking at phones, and it's a little bit bigger, but it's super light. So I've been digging it.
I liked the mini. I had the mini. The only issue I had with it was battery life, just because it was so small. I was charging it all the time, and that became a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had the Max, and I continue to have it. The only reason is that I hardly use the phone to make calls. My phone is used to
Porn.
check emails. I check emails. I read a lot of my work emails on my phone, and
It's
also
Black History Month on
check.
Pornhub.
I'm
Is it?
also checking.
Is that what the big eggplant was? I didn't know.
So I think for me, and I also don't want to use an iPad.
The purple
just-
eyed pea.
Yeah.
Can
Do
we
you guys have VPNs?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
I've had a VPN.
What
for,
company?
Surfshark.
I'm Nord VPN.
I switched from. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the one that I was unhappy with, but I can't remember the name right now. Surfshark's pretty all right.
So for our listeners who are like may not know what we're talking about, you have to have a VPN now in the state of Florida to watch porn. So
Well, you have to have a VPN to do a lot of things.
I agree.
One of them being
I got it.
look up adult websites.
Before the porn thing happened, I got it when I was in Japan so I could watch fucking TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd go to hotel rooms and they'd have all Japanese programming. And I wanted to be able to watch TV. So I did a little quick research and figured out VPNs and bought one. And then came back home to America, you know, limiting our freedom of fucking speech and telling us that we have to give our driver's license information to view porn. I do not want a list of what I look at. I can tell you that. And that's when I activated it, and fucking works fine for me.
I originally got a VPN service for a work computer because I didn't want my bosses seeing
Look at you.
all the stuff
Nice.
that I was looking up, and it just connects to one IP, and then from the IP, it's virtually untraceable
Smart.
as far as the bosses are concerned. And then just, I mean, there's so many benefits to having it in many different ways.
Yeah. What about you, PR?
No VPN.
I don't watch porn. And if I do, I'd watch it on my cell
Your
phone.
VHS? Well, you can't watch it on
Can't
your
watch it
cell
on
phone.
your
That's
cell
the
phone.
point we're making.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck it. Well, that tells you. Makes the point.
State of Florida since January of last year. You
Okay.
cannot
I'm not
watch
angry.
porn.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
I'd be disappointed myself if I was watching porn. I just don't. I'm not fucking interested in it. It's an addiction problem though.
What do you do when you?
It's an
when you-
addiction
It's
problem.
an addiction issue.
What do you do when you crank the yank?
Well, I'm not
Just
telling
Se-
you.
Sears catalog?
Just
I'm not-
memories?
I'm not telling you.
Abercrombie and Fitch 2003?
Yeah. I've got enough imagination in my mind that I can do whatever I need to do without having to watch a movie. Right? Hold your cell phone in your hand. Do you hold your cell phone in your hand, or do you have it on a stand?
I mean, I have a whole mechanism, so don't worry about me. I got all kinds of crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh god.
You can borrow it if you want to. Just disinfect it before you give it back.
Give her the wipe down.
I mean, more than a wipe
I know
down.
we mentioned it briefly the last time. You actually take your telephone into the toilet when you go and have a dump.
Every single person on earth does.
You don't?
I have never taken my cell phone.
I get a lot of work done in there.
No ways. It's the most unhygienic.
Yeah, dude.
room
I've
in the house.
settled cases while I'm sitting there.
I am
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
I absolutely want to get in and out of there as quickly as I can, and I'm not taking anything that doesn't need to be in there.
Well,
So what do you do?
So I sit there, have a dump, and
he
leave.
does what I call it an old fashioned. Every once in a while, I do an old fashioned where you don't bring your phone in and you just
Raw
stare at
dogging
the
it?
fucking wall, like you stare at the door, like just an old fashioned, bro.
Yeah,
I always have to read, like I have to read something. And,
Yeah.
like when I was in, I don't know, high school, college, it was read the shampoo bottle.
Yeah, shampoo
read,
bottle,
No,
and
I'm not
like
doing
throw
any
a
of that.
magazine in there.
yeah. I mean,
I only go into the restroom when I need to absolutely go in the restroom. I'm not going to go and sit there.
I don't
and
go
then
in there and
wonder.
just sit there because
I mean, I
want
don't
to.
go hang out, bro. It just takes longer than 30 seconds to go to the bathroom. So I want something to do.
No, but I'm definitely not touching my phone. And do you ever sanitize your phone?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right. Okay.
Of course.
I'm glad you do. Especially you two guys that take your phone into the fucking toilet.
Don't say you two guys. You are the outlier.
Yeah.
My friend.
No.
Yes, you are.
I
Every person
I don't
on
mind-
earth.
don't mind
does
being
this.
the outlier in this instance. Where
Right,
I'm
but don't say
saying
use guys.
you guys need to sanitize your phone. That's all I'm saying. You two guys. Whereas I do anyway, but I don't take my phone to the restroom.
How about this? Let me throw this your way. There is more germs on the treadmill at your gym.
No question.
Than there is
Never
in
put
your.
my cell phone on my.
Than
on the
there is in the
treadmill either.
bat. Than there is in the bat. But you touch the treadmill.
Yeah. Well, I sanitize the treadmill before I start. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I do wipe it down.
Yeah.
There are sanitary wipes in the gym.
But plastic is porous. It doesn't get all the
I know.
germs.
Yeah, but I do whatever I can. But in reality, there's not a lot of touching going on when I'm on the treadmill, right?
Do you lift
I have to hit the
weights?
start button, hit the speed button.
Are you still lifting weights?
Oh, yes, I do. And I know there's a lot of germs there.
There's tons of germs. And do you know that humans touch their face about 5 times every hour?
But I try not to.
I just saw you touch your face.
No,
You just rubbed your nose.
No, I didn't.
You did. I literally. You
But
just
when
went
I
like
do,
this.
when I do, I do it at the
now
back of
you're
my
really
hand.
gonna do it.
Yeah, I do it at the back of my hand, right?
No, I always was like, I try not to touch my face because they used to tell you that's how you get zits. They're like,
Yeah.
don't ever touch
Don't.
your face.
Jamming dirt.
So I just try not to ever
But
touch
if
my
you're
face.
sometimes you may touch your face, but never touch your eye and your ear.
nose or
those,
mouth.
Those are the places that actually get infected very quickly. So you have an ear infection. Anyone comes to me and says to me, I got a little tingle in my ear, that's because you're touching your ear with your dirty finger.
Oh.
And the same with your eye.
You dirty
finger.
DJ dirty finger.
Yeah, don't, it's very, but I agree with you though. And I'm very aware when I'm in the gym.
Is this me?
Not to touch my
Peach.
my,
All
eye,
right,
my
good.
eyes or my ears.
I was about to
Yeah.
ask for that dirty lemon over there. It's fucking gross.
When I get done at the gym, I wash my hands and fucking dirt comes off, like black shit comes
No,
off
I've
the sink.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
Have you had black shit coming off your hands?
No, but I have a feeling that I'm doing a lot less strenuous weight work than
No,
the
but
two
what
of
do
you
you have?
are.
Gloves on?
No,
I do
Look at these-
machines,
look
by
at
the
these-
way.
Or calluses?
Look at these
man?
calluses, man.
Oh,
I do machines. I don't do how I used to when I used to rock climb. There was those hand holds are for both your hand and your feet as you're climbing.
I thought you were
up.
gonna say your cock.
And your cock. Speaking of unbridled growth, I'll tell you guys about something. But no,
Wait.
when I was back when I was rock climbing, you'd get a lot of that. Like you'd have to, so you're using chalk while you're there to keep your hands protected, but also to minimize sweat so that you can more
Grip.
effectively climb. But at the end, like you have to be real careful there because you're getting other people's hands and their feet. Now the thing is though, you're not allowed to climb with like your street shoes. You have to bring your climbing shoes. But I mean, nobody's watching these people what they're doing with their climbing shoes when they're not there. I'm sure they fucking get the mail or some shit every once in a while and get nasty. So you had to really be careful there and really wash your hands when you were done. I do remember that. But as far as weight lifting, I only use machines. And I do what you do, which is I take a antiseptic wipe. I wipe it before I
And after.
do it, and then I wipe it after.
That's very good of you.
Yes, but that you're helping, but you're not fucking eliminating.
Yeah, it just makes you feel better.
It makes you. Your
Makes you psychologically feel
immune
better.
system needs to be good enough to be able to deal with that fucking bullshit. So
You can't wipe down the. I find it very difficult. I don't really wipe down the machines though. So I wipe down the treadmill, but the machines I just find that's just impossible.
yeah.
But definitely not the weights. I just that's
So
just,
no porn, huh?
that
None at all.
no.
So
Well,
that means that if you're being truthful right now,
I don't think he is because he says he doesn't go to strip clubs, but talks about them all the
but
time.
we know of 8 instances at least of him going to strip clubs.
Yeah.
So what? When you say no porn at all, if you're telling the truth, that means you haven't even tried to look on your phone for porn in over a year because it's been shut down. If you don't have a VPN, you have not been able to view porn in the state of Florida.
Well, I could have saved some files from
I guess he could have.
from the days of yore.
So that is wild to me that that's what it used to be. You'd have your library and you'd go to the same fucking video
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s. Now that's fucking crazy talk to me.
The last time I watched porn was probably on a DVD. I don't think I've ever watched it fucking online.
Was it one of
Never
those
watched it
DVDs
online.
where you could change angles?
No, just in the DVD.
Just
When
played?
we had a DVD machine, that was fucking 20 years ago, maybe even longer. That was it.
That's wild.
No, I've got no.
That means
interest.
you have to really be alone to be able to do it because you have to have access to your DVD player.
No, I have no interest in it. I've got zero interest in watching porn.
I mean, if you can jerk off without porn, then I agree. You wouldn't have a need for it.
Why would a normal, relatively good-looking man,
Okay.
who
We know.
would you need to actually feel that you need to go and watch a porn movie?
What's that thing? That's that
What's
word
the
you were
deal?
using earlier.
What's
That's virtue.
You're a psychologist.
Oh yeah.
Was that was
Virtue-
just a huge?
Of course it was. Look at him.
That was
go.
a big signal.
He can't fucking stop.
What's your
Virtue
aspiring need to watch porn? Why would you
It's
do it?
probably a higher dope dump.
I mean, the same reason why when I eat lunch no offense, Trevor, but when I eat lunch every day, I don't want to eat the same fucking lunch every single goddamn
I don't
day.
take offense to that.
Like, I want to experience diversity and fucking party time and shit. Look around, see what's going on. I only get one spin. And really, although hopefully you're alive for 80 years, like the front 15 and the back 10 don't even fucking count, in my opinion. So you've really only got, what's that, 55 years of living and existing and trying new things? I think it's maniac behavior not to fucking do that. Not to get into it.
I'm not even in the least bit aroused or interested in porn.
It feels like to me you're afraid of what you might find out about yourself.
I watched it when I was a kid, when I didn't know much about sex.
We know because that weirdo in South Africa made you go into his apartment
with his parents, right? Remember that story?
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, but that was the oddest thing.
Your psychologist.
I wasn't really
that
enjoying that.
sure.
But I mean, that was a tape. That was a time of videotapes when I was in high school then. That was a time of videotapes. No, I'm saying the last time I watched it would have been, DVDs, when it was more freely available. It wasn't like this was a secret. When this guy was showing it on tapes, porn was probably illegal in South Africa at that time. And this guy had all sorts of illegal stuff. No, when I watched it was completely legal. Like, I think porn is porn legal in Florida?
Yeah.
It is legal.
It's still America. It just barely, but it's still America.
No, I'm asking the point because
so here's what law changed.
Download it.
No, here's what law changed. So porn is still completely legal. The difference is that now, in order to view porn, you have to register with photographic evidence of who you are and your age. So that means that you have to log into Pornhub, you have to show a picture of your driver's license, and register an account, because that is such a unabashed and fucking violent assault on your privacy. Pornhub has chosen just not to air porn in the state of Florida anymore. So when you go to Pornhub, it has a warning, if you're not on VPN, that says, due to the laws of Florida, we are not going to be responsible for the violation of your privacy. Because here's what happens. Pornhub takes your fucking driver's license without any effort. Like, they're not going to try to catalog what you're watching, but there's always an electronic fingerprint. A hacker gets into fucking Pornhub, gets somebody of note, like Tom Brady. They go, oh, we found Tom Brady. Here's his search history. And they release it, destroying his reputation because of what he likes to look on Pornhub. Now, Pornhub gets sued for not adequately fucking securing themselves, when really you can't secure yourself against this kind of hacker attack. The Florida legislature knew what they were fucking doing. They knew this is what was going to happen. And that's, instead of saying we're illegalizing porn because that's against the Constitution of the United States, they said we're going to maintain that you have to put your fucking driver's license on it, knowing that it would stop the companies from freely putting porn out.
So is Pornhub the only porn site?
So no, there's a lot, but all the big ones that are, all the ones that you can trust won't put a virus on your phone.
All the reputable ones.
It's like Coca-Cola.
There's
always competition and there's growth.
Well, there's small ones, there's shitty ones, but the ones that aren't Pornhub or Fook or X videos, like, there's ones that are big enough that they have enough to lose.
To make some notes.
By getting, they have enough to lose by viruses. So shitty ones, like that I don't even know names of, make up a name, they don't have the security to block viruses and hackers. So if you're on some indescript fucking porn site, your phone might get fucking violated. While you're on one of the reputable ones, they have enough to lose that they protect the viewers. That's the difference, is that it's shifting everybody to, one, an explosion in the popularity of VPNs. Like, everybody's got a fucking VPN now because of this purpose, but also an explosion of nondescript fucking black market porn websites, because that's what always happens when you limit something that can't be limited. I mean, that's what happened with prohibition. That's what happened with the war on drugs. As soon as you make something illegal that everybody's gonna fucking do anyway because it's the human condition, you're going to get black market sites. So I don't know. Were you guys looking for a history on porn or what?
You gave us quite a good lecture on it, Professor.
I mean, it
Well
is fucking despicable that they would limit your ability to fucking view it. I think
I thought you were going to say
gross.
porn is despicable, which I was going to concur.
Some
with.
is. Yeah, I mean, just like anything else, there is a lot. Just like anything you could name, just like restaurants, movies, cars, doctors. There's always going to be shitty ones. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop the fucking bad apples. All you can do is push on with humanity and hope that you can create a culture where it supports the good and not the bad.
Interesting.
Sounds like growth to me.
Growth, yeah.
No way.
Growth is good.
None of that argument had anything to do with growth.
Pushing on.
Oh, well, I guess. Moving forward, not growing. Moving forward, I have no problem with.
All right, let's do some mother-licking Funkler nuggets.
Hey, I've got an interesting one. I went to Coro for dinner.
Yeah? Did you like it?
Is this
I've
your
been
first time?
I've been a few times. No, I've been a few times. And
I feel like we've
the
heard.
menu-
I feel like we've heard a report on it before.
I agree. I
well,
thought I did.
The menu changes all the time, but also the service is outstanding, right? They I made my booking for 6:15. I was in at like 6, just after 6. They were, you go straight through to your table, which I liked. The food at every level was outstanding. I had a crushed cucumber as a starter. Oh,
Would they bring it out and hit it with a hammer?
No, it was already in there. It was all kind of done. It was like with Japanese kind of straw things like chips almost on there. It was just absolutely extraordinary. I had the pork chop, which was outstanding as well. I think I may have had that previously. But the thing that I wanted to mention is I don't normally do dessert. I decided to go with dessert, and I had a strawberry cheesecake, deconstructed strawberry cheesecake. I tell you what, I will go back.
So it was
to
strawberries, cream cheese, and graham crackers in separate piles?
something like that.
That's fucking stupid.
No. But it had all sorts of different
Yeah.
textures.
I mean,
It
I feel you. I've
Coro-
had one
Coro
before. that was very good.
it really is a sensory experience at
Yeah.
every level. So they're just not doing the stuff that Trevor is used to, which is like a Publix cheesecake. No, they're not doing that, Trevor.
What?
This is
Why are you attacking me on Publix cheesecake?
God, you and the virtue like you can't stop yourself. Everything that comes out of your fucking mouth, I'm gonna start making like every time you do it, I'm gonna.
Where's the
you-
virtue signal on
By
that?
by
You just
making
shit
a
on me for buying Publix cheesecake.
Whether he does it or not, you were making a derogatory statement on Publix cheesecake being beneath you. That is virtue signaling. That is you showing coding to the world that Publix cheesecake is beneath your station.
No.
Yes.
So Professor, can I just say the reason why I said that to Trevor is because when I described the sensory experience of a cheesecake to you two guys, the two of you, your response was...
What do you mean, you guys?
So it was a cheesecake. That was your comment. The retort was, it was a cheesecake. And the reason why I said it's not just a cheesecake, it was a deconstructed cheesecake.
My cortisol levels are going up.
I don't think anybody said anything negative when you said a cheesecake.
No, you said it was like a cheesecake.
I said deconstructed, and
I said
I
that's
made a
stupid
joke.
as fuck.
And
Yeah.
he said just a cheesecake. So it was just a cheesecake. And so I responded to
It's
him
got to be
saying
your cheesecake.
it's not like one of those cheesecakes,
my
Trevor, that
point
you
is,
get from Publix.
My point is, you didn't say, "Oh, it's not just a normal, everyday, generic cheesecake." You use the word public, like you are virtue signaling that a Publix cheesecake is beneath your tastes, when
and you
say that.
associated my name with it, so I'm therefore below your taste.
Correct. Like I think it's shocking that
Oh,
you
no.
don't see this, that you don't know that you're doing this all the time.
Carry on, Nick. Do your next virtue signal. What is your next virtue signal?
Actually,
You're about
my
to do
next
it.
one is kind of virtue signaling.
Yeah. That's all you do. So go for it. The thing is, when you say things, you are projecting yourself. That's what you do. whenever you do it, you are the king of virtue signal, and I try to restrain myself around your virtue signaling. So here you go and virtue signal.
So I've hired a company that does my laundry now. They pick it up in my house and drop it off. And it's called Happy Nest, and I highly recommend it. It's only $30. It's fucking great, and I don't have to do my own laundry anymore.
Great. I'm glad that you do laundry anyway.
Well, I mean, of course I do laundry, but ever since I've started the real training for the marathon, ever since I've really had to work out like every day.
Are you doing a marathon?
The
You didn't tell us
clothes,
that.
the clothes, I cycle through it faster than I could keep up, and it was starting to be like on Thursday I have nothing to fucking wear. I have no underwear, so I was like, I need to do something about that.
Is it virtue signaling if I tell you that I have the same issue, but I just buy more underwear?
No, I think that says something about you, but you're not signaling a virtue.
Well, I buy more Lululemon underwear.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with fire. But so it's great. It's only $30 for a fucking huge trash bag.
That's
full.
pretty unreal, man.
That's what I said. I was shocked how fucking cheap it was. I was like, $30? Is that even worth them driving to my house and then dropping it back off? That's like nothing. Like the gas alone of them driving around, picking up clothes and dropping it off has to be higher than that. But anyway, it seems to be working great. On Mondays, they pick that shit up, and Tuesday morning, drop it all off, clean and folded, right at my house for $30, all in the app. Don't ever have to talk to a human being. Rock and roll, man. Highly recommend. So I know that is, a bougie thing to do. I get it.
Do you have your laundry done?
Nick, it is bougie because you've said it, and it's virtue signaling, which you do all the time. So yeah,
right.
I'm grand with that.
Do you have your laundry done by somebody?
Well, some days it's done by my wife, and some days it's done by me. But yeah, we don't have as much. We're not training for a marathon, so we don't have as much laundry.
Well, going to the gym every day, like I'm not gonna. I already own too many pairs of fucking like workout shorts. Like I'm not gonna have. I don't have anywhere to put all this shit. Like I hammer through it faster than I can
excuses
keep
though.
up.
It's fine. Yeah.
You go to a dry cleaner, don't you?
I don't like the smell of dry cleaning.
I agree. I don't like it either, but there's no other option. I have to wear fucking suits all the time for court.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't wash a suit. So, you have to go to dry clean. Yeah, you're just now noticing? This has been my last hour, by the way. So, but do you take your clothes to dry cleaner?
I do. That I have, but only certain things that I go to the dry cleaner.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's just that
you do wear formal stuff that you'd need to go to the dry
Yeah.
cleaner. I don't typically. So I would say I go to the dry cleaner probably twice a year because I don't dress with a suit.
I
every
wish,
day.
man. So the thing is, when you're sitting in a fucking courtroom all day, like especially multiple days in a week, I own 6 white dress shirts, and it's like after a week and a half of trial, like I got nothing left fucking clean. Like you can't, it's tough to wear them more than once because they start to get funky. So I have to get my ass to the goddamn dry cleaner so often. It's ridiculous.
And how often do you dry clean the suits when you?
So the suits, you can get away with a full dry clean only like once a quarter, really. I press them often. So you bring them in and you go press only so that they're nice and creased and in good form. But to actually clean them through, because you're wearing undershirt, shirt on top of the jacket, underwear, socks, like it's not really touching your skin. You can get away with once a quarter actually cleaning them, but I get them pressed all the fucking. And the shirts though have to be completely dry clean start to finish every single time you wear
I was
them.
kind of feeling pretty dirty lately because I've switched back with pants to not really washing them.
Yeah.
Because when I run it through the wash, the the waistband changes, it shrinks and all that stuff. And I feel like
Aren't you drying it too much?
probably
That's why it's shrinking. So the Lululemon pants.
Well, I'm wearing a different. I'm wearing Dickies now because
Dickies is a much more rigid fabric.
Yeah.
That is going to be really affected by wash and dry.
And I just am flipping my undies instead of
As they say with
messing with the
Lululemon,
pants.
though, when you wash it, when you dry it, you should almost dry it.
Air dry.
Yeah, preferably air dry. But
Yeah.
if you're going to put it in the tumble dryer, you should actually dry it where it's still a little bit wet. It's not totally dry. It's not 100%. You're probably at 50%.
I've been
and then take it out and put it
with
in
the
your closet.
Dickies. I've been just washing and then air drying.
Yeah.
But I'm only doing it every like 3 weeks, once a
Well,
month.
the problem is when you wash them and air dry them, it takes like 2 wears for them to feel like normal pants
Yeah.
again. Like that's what sucks.
I can get away with pressing if I have pressing.
Yeah.
After they're air dried brings them back to normal, but
Yeah.
well, I don't feel that dirty.
I don't think you're that dirty.
No, I'm good.
I got
Must.
the smell from here. Was those shirts you wore today? You wore them from yesterday as well?
No, I wash. I tell you, I have like 7 of the same stuff.
Yeah. Me too. I've gotten to the
That's
point
that's
where,
another thing that I've limited in my life is my closet. I
True.
don't want food options. I don't want clothing options. I go in. I know exactly what I'm going to wear.
That is one way of definitely reducing stress levels, is just to have fewer things in your closet.
I will tell you, the clothes thing I am totally on board with. I like I have like 4 pairs of these pants now because they fit the right way. I've got the same socks, the same black Lululemon underwear, and I have black like band tees and then black workout clothes.
done.
If I'm not going to work, this is what I'm fucking wearing. When I go to work even, though, it's all the same brand, same white shirt that fits me the right way with a dark blue or a gray suit
It's the new norm.
every fucking day. And I'm like, fuck it. This is great.
Well, I would like to say personally thank you to DJ Taj Mahal. I didn't think he was going to make it back after that little anger.
I thought he broke,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I did too.
I love it. I love that shit.
And always thank you to Showtime Sadul for
Woo!
providing entertainment. And I think I've neglected the Wizard of Ed and the Intuitive Muse the last few recordings. So thank you guys. I hope that we can smooth things over after this with PR.
Well, PR, are you gonna come hang out with us?
Yeah,
No,
I think
I'm not.
I think
Just
you
give
should
us
come
one
hang-
drink, man.
Just one hangout.
It's fucking important to the dynamic of our relationship.
All right. Please hit like and subscribe. Leave comments, questions, and requests. Connect with us on social media throughout the week.
See you in the promised land.
Don't do anything PR wouldn't do.